In the cold gray light of an April dawn in 1775, a line of colonial militiamen stood shivering on the Lexington Green, but not with fear. 70-odd farmers and townsmen, led by Captain John Parker, consumptive veteran who refused to die in bed, waited as hundreds of red-coated British regulars advanced toward them. Parker's voice was hoarse but resolute as he gave his order, "Stand your ground. Don't fire unless fired upon. But if they mean to have a war, let it begin here." And with those words, a monarch's authority was about to be challenged by farmers, merchants, and poets with muskets. And a shot broke through the morning silence and hell broke loose on the Green. When the gun smoke cleared, 8 colonists lay dead and 9 more wounded on the blood-stained grass. The redcoats, certain of victory, moved on to Concord to seize colonial munitions, but they were met at the North Bridge. They expected colonists, but what they got were Americans, enraged, unyielding, and born of liberty's fire. At Lexington and Concord, blood baptized the American soil, and not in the name of empire, but in the name of freedom, raw and reeking of gunpowder. But let's not make the mistake of painting those men as polished marble statues of patriotic virtue. They were pissed off, fed up, and sick to death of taxation without representation, of being told they were less than because they were not born of English nobility. The king called them subjects. They declared themselves citizens. They were not asking for a seat at his table. They were setting fire to the whole damn banquet hall. And April 19th wasn't just a skirmish between militias and redcoats. It was the moment the American spirit found its voice and screamed no, a sharp, feral no, the kind that echoes across generations. A shot heard around the world, yes, but more than that, a declaration, unsanctioned and divine, that we will not be ruled. And what have we done with that inheritance? 250 years later, in this, the year of our discontent, 2025, our institutions rot from the inside. We're ruled again, not by kings, not yet, but by charlatans and CEOs, televangelists in blue suits with flag pins, fascists who cloak authoritarianism in the language of patriotism. They fund prisons instead of schools, strip books from libraries, legislate morality like they're God's own task force, and call dissent terrorism while calling their own cruelty liberty. They wave flags while pissing on everything the flag was supposed to mean. "Don't tread on me," they shout as they crush the rights of women, the poor, the immigrant, the protester, the teacher, the artist, the journalist, the gay kid, the trans kid, the black kid, the kid with nothing but a backpack and a dream. And so we arrive again at April 19th, not with muskets, but with microphones, with cell signals and cardboard signs, and the ghost of Concord marching beside us. There are protests planned across the United States on April 19th, 2025, and not as celebration of history, but as a continuation of it. Because resistance is not a relic, it's a right, and it's a reflex. The soul of America was not forged in boardrooms or brokered in backroom deals. It was born in fire and defiance, in standing ground on village greens with cracked rifles and no permission. The same spirit that stood at Concord Bridge now walks among us, only angrier perhaps, but just as righteous, and not a king in goddamn sight. We are by blood and by birthright revolutionaries, unfit for servitude, ungovernable by crowns, not then and not now. So let the people gather. Let the sound of marching feet echo across the digital tyranny of modern empire. Let the placards rise like bayonets. The chants rattle the bones of cowards in high places. We are not here to beg. We are here to reclaim what was always ours. And to those who dare ask, why are you marching? It's because protest is our birthright, rebellion our legacy. This is our heritage and it is sacred. And of course, because we damn well must. Defiance till death.